What's up, guys? GFK Ethan here with my Burning Abyss non-backjack build that I have right now. Very good deck, very fun to play. Pops really fast, makes a lot of people real salty at my locals. Really fun deck. So let's just get into it with a little bit of a tutorial slash walkthrough of how the cards are there and why they work there. So let's get into it with a 40 card main. First off, we have Skarm. We have 3 copies of Skarm. And Skarm's second effect is when he is sent to the graveyard, you can search one level 3 Dark Fiend type monster and add him to your hand. Like all Malebranche, they all have like 2 or 3 effects. And their first effect is if you control a non-Malebranche monster self-destruct. Their second one is if you control no set spell or traps, you can special summon them from your hand. And then their third effect usually fires off in the graveyard. Like him, when he hits the graveyard, you can search for one level 3 Fiend type monster from your deck to hand. And a really good target for Skarm is Graf. Now, Graf's effect is when he hits the graveyard, you can special summon a Malebranche monster, except Graf, from your deck. So that's really nice. And another Skarm target is, oh damn, I just dropped cards, is Seer. Sorry about that, guys. Seer's effect, when he hits the graveyard, you can special summon another Malebranche monster from your graveyard. So that's really nice, really helpful. You can special summon 2 different times off of those guys if you just did the normal summon or if you had to mill and got a couple in the graveyard. So the next one is Farfa. And I only have 2 copies of Farfa just because I wanted 3 of the other ones. And it seems to work really well for me. But Farfa's effect is when he is sent to the graveyard, you can target one of your opponent's monsters and banish it until the end phase. So that's really nice, to clear their field for a turn just to get you to attack. Or if you have to set this guy and they attack, his flip, he'll flip and go to the graveyard, and you can banish another one of their monsters just to kind of help protect your life points for a turn or so. Next we have Libic. And Libic, his effect, when he is sent to the graveyard, you can special summon a level 3 Fiend type monster from your hand. Doesn't have to be Malebranche, but you could he will allow you to special summon from your hand. Barbar. Barbar's effect is really fun, and especially if you can Barbar for game, as they say. When he is sent to the graveyard, you can banish up to 3 monsters from your graveyard and inflict 300 points of damage to your opponent per card you destroy, or per card you banish. So up to 900 points. I've actually been able to quote unquote Barbar for game a couple of different times, and it's real fun, and it angers your opponent, I suppose. Now we have Rubik. Now, Rubik is the tuner of the deck, which makes Virgil playable, but he can only be used as synchro material for a Burning Abyss monster. So that's his drawback, but the deck works just fine without other synchros, because if you had other synchros and tried to special summon summon a Malebranche monster, they would just self-destruct. So Libic works for getting Virgil out. So that's the Malebranche lineup, and the other 2 cards I have is Tour Guide and Crane. Now they both let you special summon level 3 Fiend monsters, but it negates their effects. So if you have nothing on the field and you summon one of these 2 cards, you can special summon another Fiend, and the effects are negated, which means it won't be destroyed. But then you can go right into a rank 3 play, kind of a last case scenario type deal. So try and not use that effect, but it's there if you need it. So that's it for the monster lineup. And then just 4, looks like 5 spell cards. They're pretty generic. We have 1 Raigeki, obviously, 1 Foolish, 2 MSTs, and 1 Veil of Darkness. Pretty staple spell cards for this deck. I've seen people run other things, but this just seems to work best for me. And then a very heavy trap lineup. I find that it works really well. 1 Gravity Bind, 1 Chain Dispel for Nekroz and Shaddolls, and works for quite a few other decks. Blackwings especially. A Ceasefire, really well against Shaddolls. 2 copies of Karma Cut, and 2 copies of Fiend Grieving. Now those are pretty self-explanatory, pretty staple, well, maybe not staple, but pretty common trap cards. We have 2 copies of Phoenix Wingwind Blast, 2 copies of Mind Crush, 1 copy of Fire Lake of the Burning Abyss. I don't use it all that often, which is why I only have 1. It's because you have to get rid of 3 Burning Abyss monsters to destroy 2 cards on your opponent's side of the field. So it works if you need it, last resort type of deal. So, and then staples for the end: 1 Vanities, 1 Raigeki Break, 1 Solemn, and 1 Torrential. So that's my Burning Abyss lineup. And then on to the extra deck, we have obvious 3 Dante, the Time Traveler of the Burning Abyss. His effect, really awesome. You can mill 3 from your deck. He gains 500 attack for each card that you milled, and then if you mill Malebranche monsters, their effects fire off in the graveyard, most of them special summon, blah blah blah. Like I said, he gains 500 attack. You can attack, goes up to 2,500. In the main phase 2, his attack goes back down to 1,000, but he switches to defense position. So that's really nice, helps protect your Dante. And in the if your Dante is destroyed, when he hits the graveyard, you can target 1 Burning Abyss monster in your graveyard and add it back to your hand. And yes, you can go Dante for Dante if you have more than 1 Dante in your graveyard. So really nice kind of hidden effect, if you will. It will help to recycle your Dantes. So that's really, really awesome. Then the card to use at the end of Dante when you're out of materials is Downard. You can go over him in main phase 2, and Downard gets 200 points of attack bonus for each material. So you can go overlay for Dante, and then your Downard would have 300, or your Downard would gain she would gain 900 attack points. So that could be helpful, but it's kind of better to use Dante's effect. And then she also does piercing battle damage, which is nice. And then 1 copy of Virgil. Virgil, when he's your 1 synchro of the deck, and when once per turn you can discard discard 1 Burning Abyss monster to destroy one of your opponent's monsters, and whenever he is sent to the graveyard, you get to draw 1 card. So kind of works like TG Hyper Librarian for the draw power. So that's pretty nice. That's it for the Burning Abyss aspect of it. And then we just have kind of some staple rank 3s. We have Mech-equipped Angier, number 20, 2 copies of 47, 1 copy of Ghost Wind-Up Zenmaines, 1 Ghost Trick Alucard, and 2 copies of number 30 Acid Golem, just for a 3,000 point beat stick. And really, really powerful card. So that's my Burning Abyss lineup. The non-backjack build, obviously. One of my teammates has the backjack build, and I'm going to feature him this weekend. So please like, comment, subscribe. Please ask questions in the comments, or if you'd like to see me feature some other deck, please let me know. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys.